What's going on, beautiful people of the internet? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. I'm back from Alamo City Comic-Con. I did not get to see this Walking Dead live right at 8, but I did DVR. Man, I did my episode reaction to it. If you guys want to check out the episode reaction, it will be in the description down below. Carol and Morgan, baby, all throughout this episode. I was kind of worried. I was like, no Rick, no this, no that, no Negan. And as always, it always impresses me. You know, one of those episodes where you're like, oh, it's a Daryl episode. What's he gonna do? Just walk with a crossbow the whole? But then it's interesting. It gets you, and it's strong plot points. What's going on within the episode? It wasn't a filler episode. No, it continues the story. It makes new characters come in. I'm hoping characters that are not jobbers and that just die the next week. I mean, these characters, we're gonna be with them for quite a while as well throughout the whole next couple seasons, hopefully. Anyway. Welcome to my Season 7, Episode 2 spoiler review for The Walking Dead. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap it. Maybe I'll give you some pros and cons and final score. Thanks again for joining me. Happy Halloween 2016, baby. Let's do it. Let's get right to it. So we begin this week's The Walking Dead with Morgan and the members of the Kingdom fighting walkers, man. A beautiful shot of a walker getting its face cut off. I thought that was pretty intense. Always Nicotero and his team always freaking surprise me. And Carol's distress, man. Carol's like, you know, she sees these zombies as people, and then it goes back to them being zombies. Sometimes it's people going to zombie. You know, it's like back and forth, back and forth. So Carol ends up passing out. She wakes up at the Kingdom, and that's where Carol meets King Ezekiel. Ah, yes. Fake-ass wig, man. It's his real hair, but I just like to call it fake-ass wig. It don't look like a wig. It looks like a wig, but then you just get used to it. But I still like to call him King Ezekiel with a fake-ass wig, man. So anyway, they're hunting pigs, and they're getting, not really hunting, they're getting these pigs down, and the pigs are eating the inside of the zombies because it's very juicy inside. And Benjamin almost gets killed. There's this kid named Benjamin. He's probably a virgin, never been with a woman. He almost gets killed. Morgan ends up saving him. So Carol thinks that this is all a joke. The Kingdom, this guy who thinks he's a king and he talks like a king. What is this? What is going on? And Carol's ready to go, man. She doesn't want to be there. Now, playtime. She thinks it's like, this is fantasy. This is playtime. This is stupid. They don't know what the real world is. This is just a fantasy world. So Morgan ends up teaching Ben how to, you know, hit a stick, basically. And Ezekiel is pleased. Ezekiel is, you know, yes, good. Mighty warrior. Yes. Speak to me, warrior. You know, imagine if he was just, yeah, warrior. You know, ultimate warrior inside. Anyway. No one would probably know what the Ultimate Warrior is. No. Anyway, Carol's stealing a bunch of shirts and chocolate, and Morgan, she steals a knife too. So Morgan and Co are at this meeting, and they're actually with a meeting with the Saviors, which is Negan's group. So Negan's men, they have a little fight going on between two guys, and they end up taking the pigs. But Negan's group, the Saviors, do not know that they're eating tainted meat. So without that, Morgan is done with he's done with the whole not killing phase, man. That was like that's the NSYNC phase. Now I'm gonna go to the Backstreet Boy phase. Like, he's done with that. So Carol's gone, but we find her in the garden. Ezekiel ends up finding her and talks to her. You cannot bullshit a bullshitter. And he does his backstory, exposition, boom, boom, boom. I was a zookeeper. It's not like I fought SHIVA. And he has a tiger, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned. King Ezekiel has a tiger named SHIVA. She's like, you know, really cute and all. So that's going on. You can go, but you cannot go. He said it a different way, but he's like, well, you can go, but you cannot go. Yes, Carol. You can go, but you cannot go. Yeah, look at that. Jeremy, can you give us the room, please? And then he's like, shit. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just dropped the whole King Ezekiel act. He was like, yes, very good. Yeah, you know what, Carol, I used to be a zookeeper, and regular basis, yeah. Anyway, fried chicken. So anyway, that ends up going on. Carol moves into the house, like down the street, not in the kingdom, but like around the kingdom. And Ezekiel is at the door. He has his fruit, and he has SHIVA. So there's a little, I feel like there's going to be a love going on very, very soon, and there better be, just very soon, hopefully. I hope so. I mean, come on, if Carol was never with Daryl, Daryl, Ezekiel, I ship it, Ezekiel, Ezekiel. Boom. Errol. E with a Carol. Errol. You gotta think with your brains, people. Use them. Now, I'm gonna get to the pros and cons. First off, big round of applause, man, for the actor who plays King Ezekiel. I do not know his name. I do not care to wish to know his name. But, man, I was kind of worried. I was like, how's King Ezekiel going to be? He looks awesome in the trailer and in the promo. But actually, I didn't know he was going to actually talk like a king. Ah, yes, fair maiden. You are not pleased. You know, I didn't know he was going to talk. I thought he was just like King Ezekiel, like, I'm the king here, but he actually talks like if he's a king from back. I did not expect that. And I love his backstory, too, like the whole, and it is a slow episode. Yes, it is. But is it a slow episode where it's like, it's filler, I'm not watching it? It's not one of those slow episodes. It is slow. That's one of the downfalls of it. But the whole episode is not slow. There are certain moments where, yeah, it's kind of like, you want to go to bed? You want to? Yeah, there's one or two. There is not like there's not 3 or 4. I mean, there's literally 1 or 2 moments where I was like, "Can we move on to the next scene?" You're kind of bumming me out here, but there, it goes that way. It's supposed to happen. It's totally fine. King Ezekiel, I think, is an awesome addition, and SHIVA, the CGI for the tiger dude. Now, we did not get to see the tiger actually kill anyone. Kind of, not like disappointed, like because. Everyone's just gonna say it's gonna happen one day. I know it's gonna happen. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I wish we would have saw it eat a zombie or something. But there was no use for it. I mean, SHIVA was just sitting there. But for the CGI and the work and the art, whether it's animatronics at time or whether it's CGI fully on, it still looks really awesome. So Ezekiel, the actor who plays him, very interesting. I like his dialogue. Some of his dialogue just makes me smile. So. Good for that actor. I'm glad that Ezekiel's going to be a new member and a new badass, hopefully for the next few seasons. Now, during this episode, there wasn't that many walker kills, and that's totally fine, man. Well, not every episode, as long as there's like 1 walker kill in an episode, that's all that you need, man. You have to have a Talking Dead memoriam afterwards. You always have to. You can't you can't go through an episode without killing a walker. You at least need to kill one. At least need to kill 1 walker, at least. So, with the walkers that were killed in the beginning, they were very well done. Spikes in the head, the faces getting cut off, beheaded, Game of Thrones style, man. So, really, really cool the way, again, Nicotera, the walkers look very beautiful. Not like beautiful, but I mean like gnarly beautiful, like really, really cool. So that's always week after week. I don't think there's ever been an episode where I was like, walkers suck this episode. They look stupid. No, their skin's falling off. I mean, they're literally gonna turn to dust in the wind within the next few seasons. Is anybody else satisfied that the saviors are eating tainted meat with pigs? I mean, Daryl. We might see Daryl like the shipment comes in with the pigs, and he's like, oh man, we don't taste that now. And like he ends up eating the pig stuff, and maybe that's not going to be good for Daryl. And we're not going to worry about Daryl right now. That's next week. But the idea of them feeding, like Ezekiel has a whole entire plan in his head, and I think not only his character himself, but what he has planned and how he's running the kingdom. Because if anyone's worried, Ezekiel's not a governor. He's not going to be a bad guy. He is a good guy. He's not going to turn on Carol or Morgan. He's not going to hurt, people. He'll hurt walkers or bad people, but he's not going to like be a false god. He's not going to be one of those and turn his back on people. So that's one of the best things that, something new, where usually someone like, hey, it's sanctuary, and then they kill you. You know what I mean? So he's not a cannibal or anything. He's just mad. 3. And last but not least on the pros, I guess 2 more things. The new characters that were introduced. Benjamin, he seems like an interesting character. We'll see what goes on with him. And Jeremy, that actor plays Yo-Yo in *Halt and Catch Fire*. If you guys have not seen *Halt and Catch Fire*, he comes out in season 2 and season 3. It's another AMC show. Watch *Halt and Catch Fire*. You have till next summer. The final season's next year, man. Watch *Halt and Catch Fire* on Netflix. It is great. But Jeremy plays Yo-Yo in there. But he's Jeremy in here. He's a really, really funny guy. I kind of just the gesture in a way I did not expect him to. I mean, he has more dialogue in this show, in this episode, than what he had in season 2 of *Halt and Catch Fire*, or even maybe season 3 too. So that's really cool to see, man. It's great to see him having a new job. I'm assuming he'll be in season 4 as well of *Halt and Catch Fire*. But the whole Morgan backstory, or not backstory, him changing his way. It's kind of like, well, you just wasted a whole season of, I could save the wolf. I could save him. Please, Carol, I can do it. But at the end, when, him and Carol were doing exchanges, and he was like, you may be my favorite person that I ever knocked out. You know what I mean? Like, and she was like, well, you may be my favorite person that I almost tried to kill. You know what I mean? Like, the whole exchange that they had, it's kind of like Morgan changing his ways, Carol kind of accepting this whole, like, maybe this Ezekiel guy, maybe I should give him a chance. Maybe we should, Mighty Morphin, you know what I'm saying? So we can do that either way. Now on to the cons. And honestly, I really have nothing bad to say about this episode. I really don't. Like, it was slow. Yeah, there were slow moments in here. I mean, some people will argue and say nothing happened in this episode. No, sir. We met King Ezekiel. We met SHIVA. We met new characters. We were inside the kingdom. So there was stuff that happened. Character development for Morgan. A little character development for Carol, and new characters coming in that are going to make a big impact on The Walking Dead itself. So that stuff happened, I guess, and I'm not taking any points off for this, but the only thing that I guess I was kind of like, it's the saviors, but they're hinting at Negan, but it's like, why didn't they just say Negan? Negan's going to come if you don't like, just name drop him. I don't know why they were like, what's going to happen, and you could tell that the guys that were there, they don't want to work for Negan, but if y'all don't know, Negan, forces people, and like maybe they have his wife, maybe those guys are basically what Rick's group went through, and now they're working for Negan, but they don't want to work for him. Like, some people will be followers, but some of them are not loyal followers, but they're forced to do it. So you could tell he's like, sorry Ezekiel, in a week we'll come back, and if you don't have the stuff, you know what's gonna happen, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell that they are good people, but they're just misled, and they're in fear. They are in fear, and don't get me wrong, some of them are loyal followers and are bad to the bone, but some of the others are just regular guys that are just ran into Negan, and well, now I gotta work for him. So it's the way it is, man. I just wish they name dropped Negan instead of just hinting. But nothing wrong. I'm not taking points. Nothing like that. Anyway, I'm gonna give this episode, I thought it was a really good episode. I think it was a great episode. Yeah, I think it's the best Carol and Morgan episode out of the series, but between them two, out of the series of just Carol, because there's only been a few Carol and Morgan episodes. What was it? Season 6, there was one, or two at least. So I think it's the best Carol and Morgan episode of them together. And out of season 7, it's the only Carol and Morgan episode, so yeah, it's the best Carol and Morgan episode out of season 7. I think it's really good. I'm going to end up giving season 7 episode 2, The Well, a B+. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smack the like button. You can comment down below to me what you guys thought about the episode. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like King Ezekiel? Let me know, man. Share this with your friends. Hit that subscribe button for more awesome Walking Dead reviews every single week. I'll see you guys later. Join the Big D Nation. The road to 500 has begun. Until next time, bye-bye.